Welcome, everyone, to the weekend here at the Big M, and we are joined by the Terminator, trainer Erv Miller, who's in the Sulky this evening, and man of many missions, one of the short list horses on everybody's Hambletonian hopeful projection sheet is Indigo. He makes his seasonal debut this evening. Now, Erv, the Breeders' Crown last fall at Pocono that he won was absolutely incredible. He broke the world record by almost 2 seconds, kind of got left at the start. What were you thinking at the start of that race?
Yeah, he's always been just a little hesitant at the gate, shaking his head and stuff. And when we got out of there, up there, I really didn't think we had much of a shot because he was so far back getting started. I just thought the horse would be out of the race. But Andy did a great job and just kept working his way up and worked all the way to the front at the right time.
And he did get up with a huge stretch drive, almost made a little bobble in the stretch, it looked like, too, but Andy was going for the money, and the colt was honest and kept right on trotting. Last year, he always seemed to have a little hitch in his get-along at his gait. Is he better this year at 3?
Well, I thought he was. He trained down better. He seemed, just real smooth training. We worked him all the way down to 2 minutes like that. Brought him up here, worked him a couple times, and he seemed pretty good, didn't ever have much trouble. And then, of course, the first qualifier when he come up here, Andy just said he wasn't any good at all. He was just struggling over the racetrack.
Well, let's roll in that qualifier and see what happens here. And Manofmanymissions ends up making a break. And you made a comment that you changed his shoeing after this. What did you do as far as adjustments?
Yeah, we just put a regular 9/16 half round back on him, which he hadn't wore ever because we'd been in swedges before, and we put them on him, and then Andy thought he was pretty good last week.
Now, the half rounds give you a little more weight up front, but you don't have near the grip of the racetrack because they're smooth rather than a swedge. You put a couple Borum dots on or something?
Yeah, you put a little bit of Borum on him. We didn't put the dots on, but we put a little bit of Borum on him to help him across the track. But so far, the horse earlier this week had a little abscess pop out of the foot, so maybe that was more the problem than anything else.
Okay, let's take a look at his second qualifier, and he was much, much, much better. You win it in 53-3. Were you real happy with this effort?
Yeah, we're still struggling with making sure we've got him shot just right, especially for this racetrack. That's one thing last year going up to Vernon. We just had a really solid racetrack, and he liked it right at the time. We had him set up just right for that. I'm still not sure he'll go in the heavier shoes long term.
Okay, well, we'll see how he does tonight. Would you say he's probably about 100% tonight, or 80%, or where do you rate him as far as this?
Yeah, I'd say he's close to 100%. He warmed up real solid. Seemed like the foot wasn't bothering him at all, so I think he'll be all right.
All right, let's get your thoughts on the major competition this year among the 3-year-old trotters. First of all, we'll start with Taxter's colt, Pastor Stephen. He's in at Pocono tonight prepping for the Beal. What do you think of that colt?
Oh, he's a really nice, solid horse. Puts in a real honest effort every time. I think where our advantage against that horse a little bit is we have a lot of speed. Our horse can really make speed.
Now, how about Blue Porsche? You beat him at Lexington. I think it was the second week in Grand Circuit action, but he went on to Canada, won the big race up there. Looked like he ended the season real well.
Yeah, he looked like it, and it looked like he's come back real well. I seen a line on him where he trotted in 54-27 home, so looks like he's starting back.
And Erv, perhaps the most talented 3-year-old out there, could be the filly, Chris Dream. She was sensational in her first start of the year. I don't know if they're thinking Hambo. What are your thoughts about her?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't see that race. She raced up at Vernon a couple days ago, right? Or a week ago.
I think she was at Mohawk. You might be thinking of Jazzy that raced at Vernon.
I was thinking of the other one. Yeah, everybody's in contention right now. We'll see how it shakes out.
Well, let's switch gears and talk about pacers. Shady Shark Hanover raced Big Jim in the New Jersey Classic on Saturday night, and I thought he raced fair. Were you happy with the effort, or what did you think?
No, not really. I thought the horse would be a little bit better than that. I thought he shouldn't be worse than second in there, but maybe he just wasn't quite up to the brisk first pace, early pace in the race. He might take a few starts to get where he's ready for that.
Now, is he in tomorrow up in Canada in the Sun Beach somewhere?
Yeah, Tim's going up to drive him tomorrow up there.
So it's maybe a case of just he needs a couple more starts.
I think so. That's the reason we went. We checked the blood and everything, made sure he was okay. Everything checked out good, so we thought we'd just take another start, get another start in, kind of shooting for the North America Cup.
Well, a lot like Team Tactor, you have some depth in your stable with the 3-year-old trotters. Besides Manofmanymissions, you have another good colt in Swan and a Million. He was third in the Breeders' Crown. What's up with him so far this year?
He's making another start, or making his first start at Poconos tonight. He won a couple qualifiers up there. He really likes that racetrack, so we're just kind of getting him started that way. I see Pastor Stevens in up there tonight. He's going to get ready for the big race up there, and that's kind of what we're doing.
And you have a lightly raced, I think it's a filly, some heart somewhere, a sister to some beach somewhere, and every time you lead her out on the racetrack, everybody's popping pictures and following you along. It's like the paparazzi. What's the story with her? Is she like her brother?
Yeah, I don't know if she's that good. He was awful good, and she's getting an awful slow start. But she was really immature last year. We just quit with her, worked her down, I think, 2.5 or so, give her a break. And so far this year, she's coming back and doing what we're asking her to. You know, we're not asking too much right away because we don't want her going the other direction.
Now, Lucky Jim is now in your stable, and he qualified yesterday here at the Big M and won in 56. How was he?
Yeah, just okay. I don't think he's got some feet that are bothering him a little bit and stuff. We're just trying to get him going, take him up to Canada for a couple of them races up there.
Your brother Andy and Julie had so much success with the horse, set a world record, one of the top trotters in recent history in the sport, yet they change barns and send the horse to you. Does that cause any family issues between the two of you, or is it just business?
I don't think so. It's not for the horse's difference. We're just taking him up to Canada, racing him up there, and after they're done, you know, after we're done with them races, because we've got a barn up there, I think it's the main reason the guys wanted to do that. And after it gets done this fall, they'll probably get him back.
And I noticed Andy drove him in the qualifier too, so Andy will stick with him as his regular driver.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck with him. Now, I looked at ustrotting.com, I guess it was a week ago. I saw a guy named Marcus Miller won 6 races at Balmoral. That's your son, right?
Yeah, that's him. He's doing good out there.
Is he like one of the top drivers there?
I think right now he's the leading driver at both racetracks. See how long he can stand that.
And that's Maywood and Balmoral. Have you ever thought about bringing him out here and letting him drive some out east?
Yeah, I think so. We have had a good happening at home here just lately with the slots coming into legislation. So if that happens, it'll be less likely for him to come out here a lot. But if that doesn't come to fill, then he'll probably be out here next spring sometime.
Well, as big as Illinois is, if you get slots out there, we might lose all our drivers, and he might have to come here to drive because Brennan and Dave Miller, Sears, and Tetrick might be back in Illinois. What about the slots? Do you think it's going to happen? What's going on out there?
I think so. It's past the House, past the Senate, waiting for the governor's signature, and you know, with a little bit of luck, he'll see it our way and know how badly Illinois needs slots and keep it going.
And Erv, with a little bit of luck, we may see you in the Hambletonian Winner's Circle August 6th with Man of Many Missions. I know you're excited about the season. Best of luck to you, and thanks for taking a few minutes to join us.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
Erv Miller in the Sulky. Dave Brower coming up next. Stay tuned.